What is going on, everyone? This is Ruben Luna, your host of the Good Vibes podcast. Today we have one of our team members, Miss Ashley Zavala.
Hi, Ruben. Well, thank you for having me. I think I've been in the Luna team for quite some time now,
How long it's been?
like a year and a half.
A year and a half?
Yeah.
I always like to ask, how did we came across? I know,
Yeah.
social media, it's a big factor. I don't know if we were following each other, maybe. Do you remember?
Yeah, it's actually a really funny story. I came across you because of your daughter, Ellie.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. So we went to school together for quite some time, and then she was my gym buddy for a little bit. We would go to the gym. And then eventually I told her, hey, I was thinking about getting into real estate. And she tells me, hey, actually, my dad, he has a real estate team. And that's how we came about.
So when you met Ellie, was this back in high school or when was this?
Yeah, it was like freshman year, sophomore year.
I feel so old now.
No.
Right? But it's kind of cool that you. I know when we met, I asked you like, hey, so, you were pretty much freshly graduated from high school, and then I asked you like, do you planning to go back to college? Do you planning to do anything else? And you're like, nope. This is what I'm doing. This is gonna be my career. This is gonna be my business. And I think when we met, you were 18 years old.
Yeah, I
Right.
was. Okay, so as soon as I turned 18, I wanted to get my license. And the funny thing is, I graduated high school when I was 16, so I had to wait like 2 years to get my license.
So you were like way ahead of your class.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I had to wait 2 years to get my license. And as soon as I turned 18, I was like, okay, ya es tiempo. So I enrolled in my classes. I got my license in like a month, and then I reached out to you guys, and then I joined the team.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Ashley actually does speak Spanish.
Oh, sí,
¿Verdad?
también.
¿Poquito o mucho?
Sí, se me mejoró el español cuando comencé trabajando con los clientes, pero un poquito por aquí por allá.
Se te entiende, los clientes te entienden bien, ¿verdad? Cuando hablas con ellos en español.
Yeah, only some terms that'll be like Spanglish.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. All right, so Ashley, are you born and raised, or where does your family come from? Like, what's your where are your roots from?
Yeah, so I was born in Honduras by Choloma. But yeah, I was born over there, and I lived there for about 7 years. And then my mom, she came here when I was about 2 years old. So I stayed with my aunt back in Honduras, and then eventually, my mom was able to get me and my 2 sisters out here on a plane, and then we started to, just live here in Arizona. So it was a really good opportunity, to be honest, because I remember living in Honduras a little bit, and it's not the best, place to live in or the best place to grow. So I'm really glad that we came out here. But yeah, overall, Honduras, that's my city.
Okay. So
Country.
So we were born in Honduras, and then your mom decided to come to the U.S., right? And then how long was she here for before she was able to bring you guys over?
About 4 to 5 years. 4 or 5 years.
So for about 4 to 5 years, you lived with your aunt.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at what age did you end up moving to the U.S.?
When it was 2011, so I was 7. I was 7 years old.
So you were 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And that explains why you cut onto this your Spanish as your first language, and then transitioning to learning English, right?
Yeah.
So you started about what, second grade elementary here in the U.S.?
Yeah, exactly. Second grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with no English whatsoever, right? How was that? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh. I remember I just knew the little words. I was like window, door, like those were the only words I knew. Yeah. And eventually, I think my school, they had those, classes for kids that didn't really speak really good English.
Yeah.
So I would have those classes, but I don't know. I think I was always just a quick learner. So my Spanish, I kind of, se me fue al lado, but my English, it became really good. And
I mean, you can hardly I don't even hear an accent. Not like myself, right? uh, but um, but that's awesome. I think that's like the perfect age to learn a second language. About
Mm-hmm.
between 5 and 7 years old, you caught on to your first language for the first 5 6 years, and then being able to learn a second language. I think that's amazing, without having a thick accent, like your host over here.
Oh,
All right, so you thankfully you were able. Your mom was able to bring you guys to the U.S. Was it just you and your sister? Do you have any more siblings?
yeah. So I have those two sisters. Both of them are older than me. One I think is 25. The other one is 21. So guess my age. I'm just kidding. But then I
We'll
have a
get
little brother.
we'll get there in a minute.
I have a little brother. He's 10 years old and he's born and raised here. Like, tiene
Yeah.
ojos azules y todo. But yeah, it was just me and them like on the way over here.
Oh, okay. You and your sisters.
Yeah.
And are they here in Arizona still, or
Yeah.
they are?
They live here. One is going to school to become like an esthetician. The other one's a stay-at-home mom. Then I'm the real estate agent. So
Yeah. So you'll be able to help the entire family.
exactly.
Yeah. You have no competition within your family.
No sharing.
Now, and it's I think it's very nice to get to know the market. I mean, most of the wealthiest people have become wealthy because of real estate, right? Buying, selling, owning, and so on and so forth. So starting at such a young age in this kind of business career, I think is crucial like it's not crucial, but one of the best decisions that I think 18 and 19 years old can ever make. Now, how is it so far that you've been in the business for what, going for 2 years now?
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in September.
Okay. So how is it so far? What do you think about it?
So honestly, there's a lot of things to look forward to in real estate. I think that when I first started, I didn't really understand the work that it would really take. Like, if I look at the person that I was when I first started and I look at the person that I am now, like, those are two completely different people just because of the actions that it took to become a real estate agent. But then just, like talking to clients too every day, I think that's something that I really like, just having those conversations with people. I think so. Those are two things that I really like about real estate.
And I mean, besides the actions that you got to take, I mean, when someone gets their license, they're like, all right, I see all the shiny objects from people buying their house, selling their house, and then all the nice pictures that most agents post on social media. We think it's an easy process, right? Like, all right, like this is easy, I can do this, and then once you get your license, which even getting your license can be a little bit difficult. But once you have it, then that's when the real test starts, right? That's when the real test starts. Like, all right, I got my license. What do I do next? So tell me a little bit about like how Ashley, an 18-year-old, starting in real estate, to be able to deliver a message to the consumer that you can help them through the process of buying or selling.
Okay.
That's a complex question, but
It is a really good question. And I think that starting off, that was a question that I was asking myself. Like, how am I, an 18-year-old, going to help people with the biggest and most largest transaction of their entire life? So what I did, I think, was just be like more confident in myself. And I did see other people, I think, like around the team, we have a lot of young individuals around here. So I was
We
like,
do.
you know what, like if they can do it, like what's stopping me from taking that chance and doing it as well?
And I think a lot, besides that, it's the work ethic, right? You have to have the work ethic. You have to be moldable. You have to be willing to learn, willing to listen,
Yeah.
and overall willing to take action. Because
Yeah.
you can learn everything that you want to learn, but if you're not willing to be molded and to actually take action on the things that we're telling you to do because they work, then that's when it gets very difficult, right? When you try to hide away from the actions that have to get done.
Yeah. So when I started, nobody knew that I was a real estate agent. Like, how was I going to put my name out there? So the very first thing I did actually was before I joined the team is I got like headshots taken. That way, as soon as, I signed on to the Luna team, I was able to start like promoting myself. So I think I joined the team September 25th. And September 28th, I was already like posting my first open house. I was posting like content every single day. Like if you go back to my account, it'll literally have
It'll
it
show you.
every single
Yeah.
day. So one of the things that I tried to do was like build that credibility, just because, in my opinion, like the first thing that people do when they want to see if they want to work with you or not is like they search you up online.
Right.
So what better way to, make myself look more credible as an 18-year-old that literally has no knowledge in real estate. I never purchased a home by myself
But
previously.
the good thing is that you gain it coming
Yeah.
into a team that has years and years of experience.
Yeah, so that's one of the things too. You guys have been here for like what, almost 20 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, mentors and everything, you guys were really able to help throughout the way, make sure that my clients were also being taken care of. But overall, I think that was the way that I was able to attract clients, just by building that credibility like on social media.
On social media, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a huge following on social media. There, Instagram, TikTok, whatever else platform that you use, and that's a great way to showcase what you do. So yeah, just to kind of give our audience an idea of what you've done so far. So 2023, first year in real estate, you were able to sell just a little over 5 million in production. Okay, capable for doubling, tripling that number.
Yeah.
You were able to assist to 17 families the very first year, which it's for a brand new agent to be able to help 17 families the very first year. That tells me a lot about you, who you are, right? Like the work that needs to be put in behind the scenes, building that credibility, building the consistency to be able to help this amount of families. Did you remember your first closing?
Actually, I do remember my first closing, and it took a little bit of work, but so I started September, October, November, I didn't have anything, but December, I had 3 closings. So one of them was Instagram and 2 of them were Zillow. And I'm still in contact with all 3 of those families now, but I remember that the Instagram client that had reached out to me, we helped them through the process. He was renting for a really long time, so we helped him take advantage of a down payment program that the team works with. So let us know if you guys are looking for a down payment program. But we connected him to one of our lenders. He got pre-approved. We found him a home, and he got his keys in December. But he had originally reached out to me right around October or so from a property pick of the day. So that was my very first client. And then from there, I worked with my Zillow connections. Those 2 were first-time home buyers, and we're still in contact. They actually send me referrals from now on, and, we still have that relationship.
Once you create a relationship with people and they know that, hey, you're a good person, you're a hardworking individual, a hardworking realtor, which is it's going to be required to be able to sustain with all these changes that are happening within the market. Which I think it's going to be ideal for agents that have the right mindset and the right work ethic, as I mentioned before. Keeping in touch with those individuals is huge, right? Because it's kind of like when you hire someone to do some kind of job, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be a mechanic, an air conditioning technician, or whoever. And they're like legit, like real nice people, and that they're not gonna take advantage of you, you'll be happy to hire them again. You'll be happy to refer them to other people, right? So once you start servicing these families and helping them, of course referrals are gonna come, and more if you stay in contact with them, right? Because they experience the Ashley process, the experience, and they're gonna wanna come back to you or refer you to other individuals who might be thinking about buying or selling, even though they don't even, they didn't even know you were 18 years old, which is totally fine. It doesn't, I don't think the age makes the person, is the work ethic that makes the person. Okay, I can be 18, I can be, Ashley 18 years old, But if I know exactly what I'm looking for and how I can help more families, I think I can do much better than much older people than myself, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what's going on in 2024 so far? How many families have you been able to help? It's only been 2.5 months, almost 3 months. Where are you at right now?
So far for, the 3 months or so, I'm at around 7 families helped. So congratulations to all of them. And that's about 2.8 in production. So already half of what I did the entire year last year. So it's going to be a good year.
It's going to be a great year.
Yes.
It's going to be a great year. Now, one of the things that I've noticed, you're very technology oriented. Like you kind of grab something and you implement. You
Pretty
kind of get
savvy.
an idea. Very, very, very tech savvy. You see something and you apply it. And I think that's crucial for now how the market's moving, right? Having the savvy technology and be able to capture more eyes on you. Where did that came from?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, I think I just see you do things that work. And, like, for example, one of the things that I got from you that was like technology wise was that job form. So
Okay.
simple things like that. I think those are things that not everybody might have set up that might give me that advantage of tech savviness. But really, it's just like knowing the systems and the processes that are required to handle the online business and handle all the clients that are coming in. So just like building processes and systems, I think that's why I might be a little bit tech savvy, or just like business in general. I think that's always been something that I've been interested in.
And it's kind of fun, and at the same time you're like, all right, how does it work behind the scenes, right? And then you put things together, and now you're like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna test it how it works, on the consumer standpoint. And I think that's a cool part where you don't see what needs to be done behind the scenes to be able to work in the front end. And when you start applying it, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna help you stay more organized with what's coming your way. And I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of realtors within our industry doesn't have: staying organized.
Yeah.
If you stay organized as a lead flow coming in through social media or through other sources, and being able to connect with them, stay in communication with them, trying to figure out how you can help them, I think that's the biggest key. And I honestly do think about 90% of our industry cannot stay organized, right? Even though here at the team, we tell them like, hey, this is what needs to be done,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of our team members, they follow through with it, but there's some of them that don't. And those that do are the Ashleys that are actually making things happen,
Yay.
right?
But yeah.
But it does require a lot of work, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like setting up Excel spreadsheets, being able to track like how many calls, how many conversations, how many leads, like the pickup rate for different hours. Like those are all things that you should be able to look at, because yeah, you're a real estate agent, but you're also 1099. So
A
you're
business owner.
yeah, you're bringing in your own income. If you don't track all of those aspects of your business, you're just like letting it off the, what do you say, the reins? What?
Letting loose of the hang on, it'll come back. You're gonna let loose of the saddle, I guess.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
it was something like
Yeah,
that.
sometimes I come up with some kind of all kinds of analogies. Is that what it is? Analogies, and then sometimes they come back to me. Sometimes I just forget. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Letting loose, you're right. You let loose as opposed to just holding on and being able to maneuver.
Flow with emotions.
Yeah. You have to know how to maneuver your business. Like if you turn left, is it the right turn? Or do you have to pause, slow down, or maybe stop completely and go the opposite way?
Literally.
Right? Depending on how things are working.
Yeah.
So I know part of the processes and systems that you've been able to implement I think, Ashley, you're our youngest of the entire team.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I do think
Okay.
so.
We're not gonna say how old Ashley is, but she started with she was 18, and she's almost been in the business for 2 years.
Hint, hint.
um,
Drop a guess in the comments below.
but I mean, like I said, it's not about the age; it's about the work ethic and the person that you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think my age honestly has nothing to do with any of this. I just think it's like pretty cool that I'm able to help families at this age and, open so many doors for them because, yeah, real estate, you're buying your first home, but there's so many other things that go into real estate, like just the advantages of the home ownership. Taxes, you could write those off. And then also just like leveraging the equity. That's one of the biggest things that, if you're renting, you rent there for 2 years, you're not going to leave with anything. You're going to leave with your, $2,000 deposit.
And then you're rushing to move out because the landlord or the homeowner needs the home back, right?
Yeah, right. And then with a home, you sit there for 2 years, what are you going to leave with? At least like 90K in equity around there.
Depending on how the market does, 10, 20, 30%, depending on how fast the market moves. Like we have our clients that bought their home back in 2020, just about 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they're walking out with 40% of equity. Like that's a lot.
Yes.
Right? And they just mind blown about, the equity that they were able to build during such a small time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, home ownership has always been one of the things that I love the most, just because it's not just a house, right? That's a
No.
place that you build wealth, you build memories. You're more stable,
Yeah.
right? You don't have to be moving left and right.
Mm-mm.
And I know a lot of people, it's afraid to get into that commitment of getting a mortgage. Like, I don't want to get a mortgage. I don't want to be tied up for 30 years. Are you really tied up for 30 years when you when you purchase a home? So let's hear it from you there, Ashley.
Yeah, I actually have that situation right now. That my client is kind of in that situation. So a little bit about her. She's a first-time home buyer, and she actually is not born in Arizona. She's from overseas. So, purchasing a home is going to be a really, really big accomplishment for her entire family. But yeah, right now she's renting, and she's just a little bit scared of the mortgage. She's scared of being like around a $3,000 payment. And I said, yeah, you can qualify up to that payment, but you don't have to stay in that payment. Mm-hmm. And if you don't purchase a home, like, what are you going to be doing? You're going to stay renting. Arizona's growing really, really crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, since I get a lot of my clients from social media, I'll get people from California, Oregon, Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Like, those are all locations or people that are starting to come out here to Arizona. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think Arizona's only going to get a little bit more expensive. Mm-hmm. And I told her, hey, you know what? Like, you're in a position to purchase a home right now, and it's not that crazy expensive. So, like, why not do it? Because next year, we're going to have the same conversation, and you're going to tell me, oh my gosh, like, I wish I bought last year.
So right now she can, let's just throw a number out there. She can easily qualify for 400,000 if depending on the prices go or how the rates move. Maybe last year she'll be 300,000 per se, right? Yeah. So yeah, you just and you just never know. And this is the thing. If you're going with the mindset that you want to be there, you want to live there for a few years, I mean, most homeowners, they stay at their home within 7 to 10 years. So you're not gonna be there for a year and then, move out.
Yeah.
You're gonna be there for years to come, and then that's when real good things happen, right? Equity, and then you're ready to go to the next stage, which is maybe upgrading, downsizing, or doing whatever you want, or cashing out.
Yeah, honestly, investing in real estate, it can change your entire life. Mm-hmm. So, if anybody is in that financial position to do it, like, why not do it? Like, why wouldn't you want to do that for yourself?
So, Ashley, 2024, you have helped in this first quarter 7 families so far.
Yes.
What's your goal?
My goal is, 10 million in production, which equals to about 30 families or so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my goal.
Okay. So that's your goal in business. Do you have any personal goals?
yeah, I have some personal goals. So right now I have a coupe. It's a two-door. I need a SUV because number one, I don't have enough space to take like my open house signs, to take we bought these really big letters for our clients closing. It says like home. It's gonna be super nice. I don't have space to put them in my car. So number one, purchase a new car. And that's gonna happen within the first 6 months of 2024. That's my main goal. For the last 6 months of 2024, my main goal is actually to purchase my first investment property. So also get into real estate investing myself. But those are my two main goals for 2024.
And I think if you like have that mindset every single year, like, hey, every year I want to invest into real estate, back into real estate, right? And start building it up as you go. By the age of 25, 30, you should be a millionaire.
Yay!
All right. So no, I'm not even lying. Like it's a great mindset. And then as you go, as you learn the process, then maybe it can be a few more, right? It can be 2 a year instead of 1 a year,
Yeah.
right? So like I said, there's always opportunities for those who are willing to go for it.
Yeah.
There's a tons of opportunities out there. You just have to be open-minded. You got to be on the lookout at all times, and don't get caught up into the little things.
Yeah. So as somebody like myself that is just starting to get into investing, like what is one of the main things that you like to do for investing? Like do you do like fix and flips? Do you do rental properties?
So
Like,
I do a little bit of both. You know, I bought my rental when I was 19, my very first rental when I was 19 years old.
yeah.
And
Ruben is
then-
my role model.
Woohoo. So yeah, I purchased my first rental when I was 19, and I still have the same tenants at the same house.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I remodeled that house twice already over the years, but we just do a little bit of both, renting, buying and holding. Just a little. I like that aspect of the business. But my main bread and butter is traditional real estate. Like I love helping families with the process of selling and buying. Eventually, my goal within the team is take a step back and allow my team flourish and be able to help them with all the a huge referral source that I get. I mean, being in the business for close to 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I get calls on a daily basis, which those are a lead flow that I have already cultivated.
That's
It's just a matter of
awesome.
just sending it out to the team. So that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I have a question because that's one of the goals that I have. Like, well, my pillars for clients are going to be like social media, referral based, and Zillow, hopefully.
So,
But
yeah.
what do you think about like referral business? Like, how long did that take you to set up or to see good results?
Honestly, this is the misconception that realtors have. Like, I'm not gonna ask for business until I can prove that I can do this, right? I'll be asking for business right at the moment that I meet my clients because I know I can deliver. I know who I am. I know that I'm gonna follow through, right? I know me. If you know you should not be afraid to start asking for referrals.
Okay, so it's never too early.
Never too early, never too late, right? So as you start creating business and they know who you are and how you do business, I'll be asking like, hey, in the meantime that I'm helping you with the process of selling or buying your house, can you think of anyone that I can assist? That simple question can quadruple your business.
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious. Like, this is a question that you should be asking your clients. In the meantime, that I'm helping you with the process of either buying or selling your house, can you think of anyone else that I can assist?
Yeah.
And pause. Let them.
And they'll tell
let
you.
them think. Let them go through that question, and then they'll say that, like, because their main conversation amongst their circle, it's buying or selling the house, right? Going through the motions, going through the process. So there's gonna be people that are like, oh man, I wish I can buy a house. But if you don't ask, Ashley, how do they know that you can help somebody else as you helping them with the process? And people won't think about it.
Yeah.
But you know what? When you're asking, they're like, as a matter of fact, call my realtor. She's amazing. And she can help you and determine if you're ready to to buy or go through the process of selling your house.
Yeah, and then from there, you already have the connection with them. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I just helped them purchase their home successfully. Like, I'll be able to make sure that we help you, make sure that you're very well satisfied with the process.
And then after you close, and you celebrate their closing, keep in touch with them. Like, hey, how's the house? How's everything? Like, if you need anything, I'm here. Be a source for them. So if you become this is where you're gonna separate yourself from the mass. Be a source of further assistance. Do you need help? What do you need help with, right? And if you become their source, their outside source of whatever they might need, then that's just an additional support to your pillars. Like that referral business will come to you like no other. It's crazy.
To be honest, you're right. So before I became a real estate agent, my family, they had like a family realtor, and she still sends us like marketing to our house. And I'm like, like they keep thinking about her. So I'm like, now I have to start sending marketing to my own house. So they start thinking about me because she's on it. Like, she's sending the email marketing because she's helped my family like purchase homes before. So I think you're absolutely correct because they only say good things about her.
Yeah, no, I mean, if she was able to deliver a great service, and then from that point is just staying in front of people, they'll come back to you more often than not.
Yeah. Now I come across her sometimes. Like, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna show that house.
Bring her to the team.
You might know her, but
possibly. All right. So Ashley, thank you for being part of our podcast. If somebody's looking for you, how can they find you? How can they hire you? Like, what's the process?
Yeah, honestly, just call me or text me. My phone number is 602-736-9971. Or you can also just find me on social media, Ashley Z Realty. And yeah, I'll answer from one of those. So that's perfect.
That's awesome. And if you guys like this podcast, please share, like, subscribe, and this is it. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon. Ashley,
Bye.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.